to the 14 Carrots podcast. That's right. We decided on a name, everybody. Congratulations to us. Yay!
We're 5 episodes in.
Yeah, well, this is the 4th one we've recorded, though. We still haven't recorded the first episode.
So when you're listening to this, remember, we're going to record the first episode later this week.
Okay, they don't care, Drew.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back. I am Speed.
I'm Crack.
No.
No?
That's not family appropriate, Drew.
Okay, I am...
He's a runner.
Racer.
He's runner. Speed
Okay.
racer. Oh, I love that. Love that guy. Anyway, yeah. Drew is runner. Because, yes, guys, we got another special guest here today who will be here on the main segment. This is still the pre-segment. Yeah, so we got a speed runner on the show today. His name's Eric. He's here at our organization that sponsors this Iowa Big. I'm just gonna say it. It's been 4 episodes. I don't care. Iowa Big, and his passion is speedrunning. So I'm really excited to talk to him today on the show. Anyway, so in the spirit of speedrunning, this is our pre-segment still. I don't know. Very unorganized. In the spirit of speedrunning, I've got stories. By the way, if you don't know what speedrunning is, sorry. It's when someone, they play a video game, but they race to finish the video game. So you can expect some stories from that. So it's like competing. It's like a race. He'll explain it better. I can't. And, we got a racer in the room right now. It's Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I run cross country.
Drew runs cross country.
Yeah.
Like, literally not across the country, but I think it's endurance. Is it endurance stuff?
Yeah, basically. It's like running for longer distances.
What's your record?
Well, we run 5Ks and for cross country here, and I think my fastest is a 19:05. That's my PR.
What was your spot? What's your best placement you've ever got?
I don't know. Nothing over
like 4, 6 maybe.
No, like they're 100 people races, and I've probably gotten like 30th.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy.
Everybody, we did it. Congratulations, Drew. Are you going to continue doing cross country? I'm just actually curious right now.
No, I will not. I'm not.
Never again?
I'll probably run, but not in a competitive sense because I'm not good enough.
That's how I feel about band, except for I probably won't play at all because I don't own any instruments.
Yeah.
I'm in the band, but, I use all the school stuff. But, I like doing it, but I'm not good enough to continue doing it. So, rip, I guess. Yeah, speedrunning. Have you ever speed ran a video game? You kind of like video games, right?
Yeah, I like to savor video games. I don't like trying to complete it as fast as possible. I'm like, I've been playing this game for a while. Let's just explore stupid parts of the map.
That's kind of how I feel. When I have a bunch of games to do and I kind of get bored, I kind of try to get to the end as fast as I can. But I also enjoy the experience, and sometimes I just stop playing the game. I don't like being timed and stuff, but they do it for the best time. So we'll get down to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think the closest thing I have to speedrunning is when you're in a game and it's like timed, and then if you run out of time, you die.
Yeah.
Or kind of like maybe an escape room.
There have been a couple games where I just play obsessively for a couple weeks, like Heart Gold. I definitely did that.
That's a Pokemon game, by the way, guys. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I'm explaining too.
Oh, I gotcha. And then same with Fallen Order. I'm about to finish that game, and so.
Well, you can play it again.
Yeah.
Speedrun. I think that's mainly what speedrunners do is they play the game and then they like it so much they run through it again.
Yeah. The
closest thing I've done, so I play XCOM 2, which is like a tactical alien-based game strategy. And in that, I guess you kind of there's a times where you have a certain amount of turns to do a thing, and in there I run to the end. It's not really speedrunning. Again, I'm butchering the term. That's kind of what I do. Escape rooms, though. So those are kind of like you're timed.
Yeah. I haven't ever. I've done like a actual escape room, not like a
Real
video
life?
game. Yeah,
I have
yeah.
too. Where did you do yours?
It was someplace. It wasn't. I think it was downtown.
Okay.
I don't want to
So
use
it's in
actual
town?
places.
It's in
yeah,
town?
yeah.
Oh, cool. What was the theme?
It was. I think we were on like a sub or something like that.
Ooh, I
And
want to do
so,
that.
Yeah.
You know, there's one down the street from where we're at right now.
I want to say that was where we did it. It's
Well, that's
near
not
here.
downtown. That's so there's one down the street from us, and then there's also one on the other side of the mall. I think so. There's like two actually really close. We should do
Yeah.
one of those sometimes.
That would be fun.
That'll be a win for us,
Yeah.
or win. I did one once with my dad. We were down in Florida. He was on a business trip, and I was bored, so I came with him because I just like spending time in hotels. And the one we did was like it's from a national chain called like Escape with an exclamation mark, I think.
Oh, I've heard of that. I think.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive, but luckily we found a time where it would just be us two. What I don't like, see, in Europe, you rent the escape room, and so it's just you and whoever you want in there. In America, and maybe, you know, and there's, of course, exceptions for both, but it's generally you get a time and then other people can fill it in too, which I don't know. You meet new people, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, it's not very personal. But we found a time where it would just be us two, and the theme was terrorists. We were spies, and we're stalking terrorists, I think.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so we're in this marketplace area, and it's kind of a small room too.
Yeah.
And even this small room, there was a close off with bars and stuff. So like, and there was like a little room in there too that you could see. So you had to get in there, but I don't know. It was narrow, about the size of this room, which is, I don't know, what is it? 10 feet across, maybe a little even skinnier than that. It's crazy.
12-foot by.
Like if it was full, like of 6 people, I wouldn't want to do it. Like if we were up with other people, I would not have fun. I don't know. You know, but we were doing it. We were figuring out clues. At one point, we had to take this thing and stick it through the bars and grab keys off the walls. You know how they do that sometimes?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. We got into the room. Oh, I don't think I'm allowed to give us. I think you have to sign a confidentiality thing. Or I mean, no. You're not allowed to record.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. What are they gonna do? Sue me? This cuts when I get sued, and then it plays the freaking. Anyway, so we got through the bars, and then here's the cool part. So it seemed like really small, but there was a key, and you could unlock a chest in this extra little small area. Again, it had like a small table, and you open this chest, and I was like, "What's in the chest? Is it the terrorist plans or something?" You open it up, and it's a secret passage. I love secret passages.
Yeah.
They're like, ever since I was young, secret passages just really make me happy. If you want to surprise me with a present, if you're going to propose to me, this is to any ladies out there, first you build me a secret passage. Then I find you, I'm like, what is this? And I go through, and on the other end, it's you with the ring.
And then I don't get invited to the wedding.
And then Drew does not get invited to the wedding. That's a clear thing.
Mm-hmm.
Drew was never invited to my wedding, if I ever have one.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Big
Anyway.
what if.
But if he has a wedding, even if he doesn't invite me, I won't go. Yeah, anyway, so you go through, and it was actually like, it was a bigger area than we started in.
Sychke, I feel like you'd be the kind of person, I just have to say that, where you like heckle me at my own wedding.
I would stand up and say, boo!
Boo!
You're making a mistake!
You can get better.
You can get way better. And that's not even sarcasm. Anyway, so I would go into this new room. My dad is he's kind of old, you know. He's bald, so you kind of get the gist.
Yeah.
So I climbed through. Oh, there's a rat in the chest, like in the vent area. So it's like an open chest, and there's kind of a hole in the wall, and you have to crawl through. And eventually you get to this new area, and you can open up a secret passage to let everyone else through.
Cool.
So I have to crawl through, and I'm about to get in the chest. He's watching me, but there's like a stuffed rat, and so I jump and I scream a little because there's a freaking rat in this vent. You know, it looks like a vent too.
Yeah.
And then now he heckles me every day about
being scared of rats.
Being scared of a rat in a chest. Well, every time I talk to escape rooms, So I go through, and I can open up the door and it opens up a bookcase or like a shelf in the other area. So he gets through. And you do a bunch of other clue stuff. But we didn't finish on time. We were close. I figured out how to end it. But at that time, like, you have an hour, which is okay. Yeah. I think I'd prefer just to stay there until you beat it, but that's not a good business model.
That happened in my escape room as well. We were about, like, a clue or so away from...
Yeah.
It was like we needed one more key or two more keys or something like that.
And it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'd prefer just being able to rent a room.
Yeah.
And have fun with friends and stuff, because then you could rent it for like 2 hours and
actually
enough time that you can actually finish it instead of just being kind of disappointed at the end. But also, I'm going to say this is a call-out post. I love escape rooms. The room was cool. I liked going through the whole... I feel like it had a certain level of professionalism and theming that you wouldn't get from like a make-it-yourself or place. Because it was a big, organization. It was like going to a... Maybe not a McDonald's, but like a more professional, like a Walmart maybe, or a more professional version of Walmart compared to like a general store, I think. I've never done a different, like a little homemade one, but this one you could go through a passage and open up a wall. That was really cool. But I feel like some of the clues were reaching. Some of the stuff was reaching because I read online. I was looking if maybe I could make one myself someday.
Yeah.
So I was researching an escape room stuff and how to do it. And one of the things was like you're not supposed to have to give them clues, but they had to give us clues a bunch. Not because we're stupid. Maybe I am stupid. Maybe he's stupid. I'm not stupid. But like you have to go through their. Well, you shouldn't have to give them clues, but they had to give us a few clues just because some of the things were kind of reaching a bit. And also, there was only 2 of us, and you're supposed to have like 3 or 4 people, 5 maybe. And so we lost. That's the end of we didn't get the cancellation code. They blew up a market. We found out where they were going to attack. So I guess they attacked there.
You were close.
Was there a theme to escaping the sub, or was it just general escape?
I think it was basically just general escape. It was like the sub was sinking, and it was like, shoot, what was the one? It's like Nemo sub or whatever.
Oh, Captain Nemo, 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
There we go.
I semi-read that book. I got bored. Like most things, I quit after I got bored.
But we were in his sub, and he had escaped or something.
He left you to die.
Yeah.
You were the doctor.
Basically.
I don't actually know how the book ends, I assume.
I've never even read it, so...
I don't know. I don't know how it ends, so I can't judge you. Well, that actually sounds really cool, and I want to do it now. It's in town?
I think so, yeah.
Was it did it have signs of just being a do-it-yourself thing, or was it actually look professional?
It looked pretty professional, I thought, but, like, it wasn't, like... I wasn't completely blown away by it, but it was definitely like, oh...
Well, I'm never completely blown away by anything. It's a sad way to live, but it's how I live. Anyway.
You could tell that it was, like, amateurish, but, like, more than just like, oh, this is my basement, and I, did all this stuff. And
because there's some people that just do, like, it's like, oh, it's a game room, and you just find, like, clues on pieces of paper. You just find clues on pieces of paper, and then you just like, oh, do some math. That's not fun.
No.
So it had like actual, keys and secret books and stuff. Yeah, that's what I don't like about some escape rooms. It's like, ooh, this guy, he wants 7 apples. I don't want to go to math class when doing an escape room.
There were several things where I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. Like, one of the walls opened up or something, and that was cool.
Spoilers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
True. God. But that sounds pretty professional.
Yeah. I thought they did pretty well, so.
Anyway, I have a new thing to say.
Yeah.
Tying into our speedrunner today, his name's Eric. He's in the room, by the way. He's in the room.
Yeah, he is.
Don't say anything yet, Eric. Jeez. But anyway, he's currently speedrunning. I don't know. We'll have to ask him later, but he's currently speedrunning a VR game.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually played multiple VR. My dad, the guy who was in the escape room with me,
the balding man,
who now refuses to do escape rooms with me because I'm too smart. That's not what he said, but he's fascinated by VR. He loves it. So we have a lot of VR stuff. And I've done some VR escape rooms. Like there's a good one called a good game called I Expect You to Die.
Yeah.
Which you're like a spy and stuff. That's not my point though. There's a free on Steam. There was a free escape room game. But you could play it desktop, but it was meant for VR and stuff, but you could play it desktop.
Yeah.
So I got it. Well, it was free to start, so you get the first escape room, but you can buy ones later. So I got it, and I played it with my friend. See, now I gotta. Do I say the name? Or do I say a different name? Because I can't just name drop this guy.
Well, we'll cut this out, but who is it?
You know what? I'm gonna say a different name. What's the most generic name I can think of?
Jeffrey.
Carl.
Carl. You know a Carl, though.
Do I? Anyway, Carl. So I got it with my friend Carl on Steam. And we actually were on a big kick of playing these escape room games. Because there's games called We Were Here. And you kind of work together. One person's in a kind of a library of sorts. So they have all the information. And one person's out there doing the adventure. By the way, I was the adventure guy.
Yeah.
Carl was the library guy. And he liked it fine.
That makes sense.
And then it turned out to be a horror game halfway through. And I was like, oh, whoops. Because I don't think he likes scary things. But he loves the series. We've done the second one. And we're going to get the third one, which actually came out pretty soon here. Anyway. So Carl and I, we got this escape room game. And we played it. It was pretty fun. We're in a haunted mine. Yeah. So again, kind of horror-y, but it was still kind of it was fun because things you can do in video games that you can't do in real life is it was actually big, and you know you blew up a wall at some point. I don't know, but what happened was, and this is why I love to do escape rooms with Carl, is because, and he even kind of said this himself, is I do most of the thinking puzzles, but then when I miss the really obvious clue, he's like, well, why don't you just do this, and then he solves the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, you see, this is this way, but this spells out the word. It's a riddle. It's hidden inside the image that spells out the word horror or something, and that's the clue. And then Carl's like, well, why don't I hit this lock with a pickaxe? And he breaks the lock. So he does most of the physical thinking. I do the even not. That's not saying he can't do that stuff because he's still pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I'm just I usually take the lead.
You're
there.
better.
I usually take the lead. I play a lot of puzzle games.
That makes sense.
And then we got a DLC. We got a DLC for the game because it was the first one was free, and the software is free, but you can buy other DLC. So we bought the DLC called Nightmare. And the first one was good. It had a nice balance of clues and puzzle and math and stuff.
Yeah.
The second one was horrible. It was garbage. And I don't remember what this was called, but it was a nightmare thing. I think, the room's theme was Nightmare. And we bought the DLC, and we were playing through it. And you have an hour to escape. But it was horrible.
What made it horrible?
I don't know. That's the thing. Is we're trying to do these puzzles and unlock things. Once we unlocked a secret compartment, a safe, it was okay, yeah, we put this here maybe. And it semi-worked. But then there was a code on a door to get out of this section of the thing. The code was just it was just on a random little card with a person's, it was the date of their birth. But there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And we did a bunch of other stuff too to find out stuff I guess we didn't need to find out. It was kind of just it felt anticlimactic because you just put in this random code. And then you're in space. I don't know. It didn't make sense. Well, the other one had a clear path that you go on and you lock more areas and stuff.
Yeah.
But you have to backtrack and do a combination of each.
I feel the idea of doing VR escape rooms, that seems really genius, but also kind of counterintuitive at the same time.
Yeah.
Because one of the cool things about escape rooms is that it's, you're doing interesting things in real life, and the puzzle aspect of an escape room in VR, it's very cool.
Yeah.
But it's it's not the same as doing it in real life.
Usually in VR, it feels kind of more realistic because you're moving your arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And it works because you can do these things like you have to deactivate this nuclear bomb. Or there was a submarine level in I Expect You to Die. But even in this game that we got for free, that I was playing with Carl in the freaking Dream World level, we were playing it on desktop. We weren't even playing in VR because I don't think Carl has VR. So we're playing on desktop. We're doing this friggin' nightmare one. Then we were in space for some reason, which could have been cool, but the puzzles made no sense for that one. But anyway, the fun part about this, and I feel kind of bad for this, but if I liked it, I would have kept it.
Yeah.
Is that you can just refund the DLC. You have an hour to finish the thing. If you spend less than 2 hours playing a game in like a week on Steam, you can just refund it. So it was I felt kind of bad, but at the same time, I didn't like the DLC. If I would have liked it, I probably would have kept it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So then you could redo it or maybe show other friends or something like that.
And that's why speedrunning is good. We brought it all circle. Okay, We're going to go to commercial, and we'll come back with our special guest, Eric. I'm really hungry, but my doctor says I have to eat healthy. Well, man, I'm so glad I got this new invention. It's called the food apple. Hey, do you have a favorite food? Well, yeah, I do. What is it? Well, I don't really want to tell you. You kind of just showed up in my room. Why? I'm going to assume it's a hamburger. Okay. Anyway, so you take an apple and you put it in this blender thing, and I blend up a hamburger, and I kind of inject it into this apple, and it gets really puffy. It looks pretty bad, but you eat it. Well, does it taste good? No, it's horrible. It tastes like rotten meat inside of an apple. I don't refrigerate the hamburger. Wow, thank you. That's the food apple, everybody. You can purchase it now at foodapple.com/www. I should be in jail for poisoning 10 people with my rotten hamburger meat. Thank you. And welcome back. I've calmed down. I just recorded a bunch of commercials. They were all very loud. Anyone back? What's up, Drew?
Nothing much.
Did you enjoy the break that we had?
Yeah, I just sat here and...
Okay, well, you're supposed to come up with questions.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so we're here. Main segment time. We're here with Eric.
What's up?
That's Eric right there. Famous speedrunner.
I wouldn't say famous, but
He speedruns video games. Yeah. Oh, tell me what you tell them what you told me yesterday.
So recently I got a world record in just a VR game.
He got
Nothing too special.
He's got a world record, everybody. We got a famous guy. We put him in the book of world records. We'll have a Seeger and Drew record book.
What game is that?
Boneworks. It's a recent VR game, one of the more extreme ones.
That's cool.
He speed ran a VR game. And Boneworks is actually pretty popular, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah, it's one of the most purchased games on Steam right now, I believe.
Wow, and we have the speedrunner for the game.
The fastest man alive.
Fastest man. Faster than Drew. Unlike Drew, who got like 30th place, he's got first place.
Oh, wow. That's impressive right there.
Anyway, you speedrun Boneworks. Have you speedrun any other games?
I've tried to do Super Mario 64. I got a few stars learned,
Pretty
and
hard.
kind of just stopped after that.
Yeah, that market's pretty big already. A lot of people like that
A
one.
lot of competition there.
So, is there a place we can watch these speedruns?
Yeah, on YouTube and Twitch on my channel called Sychke. That is Sychke.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll write that out somewhere. We'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to do that.
Link it in the...
In the description.
Yep.
So, speedrunning. Wow. So, how do you speedrun a VR game? That sounds like infinitely harder.
Well, as you'd imagine, you're moving around in a 3D space as well, so it's a little bit more intense than a regular 2D game.
Yeah.
So on top of, also having to, press controls and all that, you also have to physically move around as well.
Is it good exercise?
If having to crouch down for almost half an hour is exercise, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then you have to, in some parts, you have to actually physically jump pretty high.
I bet your calves are tanned.
Yep.
Toned. Toned. The word is toned.
Toned.
It's
Okay.
cold to be tanning.
It is
It
very
is
cold.
indeed.
But we're reaching spring here soon, so that's pretty good. Did the Groundhog Day, did that happen already?
Yep. And I think spring's coming early, if I remember correctly.
They had the Bill Murray commercials.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Love that movie. Anyway, what else? See, speedrun. So how did you get into speedrunning? Were you inspired by someone or?
I guess not really inspired. I've just, heard about it and kept up to date with
Mhm.
general stuff happening in the community. But the game came out and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
And I just kind of went from there.
So did you were I heard you were on the cusp of speedrunning this game, right? Like you kind of helped start the speedrunning community, or?
Yeah, I was there day one.
So have you discovered skips yourself?
It's
Or
been
you
a
just
while
mastered
since
them?
I've had to discover skips, but
But you've
for now
mastered
I
them.
just pretty much just run the game. And whenever people come up with new stuff, I learn it and throw it into the run.
Cool. What's the hardest trick? By the way, so Boneworks is what type of game is that?
I guess it's one of the first story-driven VR games out there. It takes about 10 hours to beat normally,
Normally,
so
okay.
it's no small.
So
task.
if Drew was gonna play it, it would be like 17 hours. Yeah.
Yes.
There are some people that it's taken them that long, or haven't even beaten it yet.
Woof. That's intense. So, did you have a normal playthrough first, or did you try to run it as fast as you could?
Yeah, I had a normal playthrough. It took me about 8.5 hours.
8.5. Okay. How would you rate the game on out of 10 or?
I suppose in a term of, I don't know how you say it. Moving into the future of VR, I'd say it's a 10.
Okay.
But since it's, one of the first of its kind, combining physics with, virtual reality and all that, I'd say that it's really maybe a 7.5 out
Yeah.
of 10 as a whole. Because when you have all these different physics and you're trying to add actual weight to items, it won't really translate that well. But the effort is there, and I think it's commendable.
Yeah. Presley has been interested in Boneworks for a long time. If you guys have not, if you don't know who Presley is, refer to episode 2, I think. It's called
Yeah.
Sick and Tired. He was on the show. He also talked about video games. Speedrun. Well, I gotta say, I do admire you for speedrunning. It's a hard art, and I've seen the videos. If you guys are interested in just kind of, even just seeing a little peek, you should check out his channels because some of these videos are pretty intense. Okay, and you have to do a lot of kind of tricks and tips. What's the hardest thing you have to do to get a good speed run? Get a good run.
Hardest thing is, so it adds a lot of time, and the first trick is 3 minutes in, and more like 4 minutes. And when you get there, you have say 10% chance of actually proceeding on with a good time save. So I'd say the hardest trick is skipping almost an entire level. Yeah. So you spend you have all these attempts and they all take 3 minutes each and they add up pretty quick. I think I'm almost at 750 total attempts, and I'd say maybe only 15 have actually proceeded to actually finishing the game, and that's not including the other skips too.
So you have to restart the game a lot?
Mm-hmm.
It must feel bad.
It's a pain, but
Yeah, so
when you get past it, it's nice.
You've played the game a lot, so that in itself is pretty. Because I barely even play a game through all the way through once, and playing through that many times is crazy. Drew, do you have anything to say about this speed running?
No, not really. I am completely impressed by people who are able to do it. It takes a lot of practice. The people, especially though 100% speed runs, those are insane. But Yeah, no, I could never do it. I like to savor things a little too much. I can't just, play it once and then I get bored with things. And
Yeah.
so I would play it once and then get really bored and say, okay, I'm done. It was cool, but now that I'm finished with it, okay. But you have to, the dedication to say, okay, I'm going to repeat this several times to get it just right. That's really impressive to me.
So, Eric, I've seen some of your videos, right? And there's like a bar at the bottom?
Yeah.
With a line moving across? What is that?
The up and down line
Yeah.
where it, like, shifts all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the speed bar. It's a graph that like detects like certain speed in the game.
So, like your character's speed?
Yeah. So above 5 is reasonable, but above like 5.5 is like perfect. That's what you want to hit, but it's hard to do that.
So I've watched, a few speed runs, including yours, and they have like certain time stamps or like time points that you have to hit. What is that about?
So those for Boneworks, those are the different levels themselves. So when you finish a level, it'll automatically split because you can't exactly walk back to your computer and hit a button very fast. So we have an auto split, and as soon as you finish the level, it'll split and move on to the next level or the next segment in the run.
Oh, okay. So why do people do that splitting?
Splitting helps you determine how fast you're actually going in certain parts, because if you're looking at a run at a whole, you're not going to know where exactly you'll be able to save time, because if you have a best possible time save stat, it'll show -2 minutes, but where are they?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
So it shows you where you missed time and where you kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you watch other speed runs at all?
Yeah. I've watched Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 mostly.
Now, are you aware of the more silly speed runs that are more jokes?
I am aware of those.
Yeah. What's the silliest speed run you've seen?
Actually, most recent, and it's the Yandere Dev Discord server ban
I've heard about
category.
that one.
I intend on doing one run of that.
So, if you don't know what that is, he's a developer, or there's a developer Discord for a video game that's going to come out. Maybe. It's been in development for years, so people are working on it. So people go in there and try to get banned, which is just kicked off. So I've seen some pretty silly ones. People have been editing the Family Guy, or not Family Guy, it's American Dad intro to kind of to see how fast it's a joke one, it's like a whole series of online joke stuff. And then I think the most serious funny one I've seen, or kind of interesting one, was someone speed ran the Ratatouille game for the Wii. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that, but
that's awesome.
It's probably one of my more favorite ones. So, anything else to say about speedrunning in general?
I don't really have that much else to say, but
do you have any plans to speedrun any other games in the future?
When I get the times that I'm satisfied with and probably all the categories of Boneworks, we're actually working on 100% category right now. I'll probably move on back to Super Mario 64 and see if I can do any good in that.
Okay, cool. That sounds actually pretty cool. So check them out at Sychke.
Yeah, Sychke.
On both Twitch and YouTube. If you are listening, I would recommend checking out at least the YouTube channel for now, because there are some pretty good videos on there. Watch his. Do you have the world record run up on your channel?
Yeah, it's up right now. Matter of fact, the run did get beaten yesterday.
Okay.
And I took it back within 3 hours. With
cool.
Sub 18.
So there is always a competitive aspect to get more faster times, and sometimes the times are just seconds shorter, right?
Yeah. So mine was only I think the other dude was only less than a second away from getting a sub 18, and then I come back 3 hours later and take off 7 more seconds off of his run.
So it's crazy. So you could lose the record.
I could.
Yeah, but that's just kind of part of the game, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the final segment today. You are welcome. As always, I always invite the guest to come on to the final segment where we talk about a movie I semi-remember And Drew probably doesn't remember at all.
Or has never seen.
Well, he saw Sing.
What?
Last episode, we talked about Sing.
Yeah, we saw Sing. I saw Sing.
Yeah, so we both kind of knew that.
That was the first one I had seen, though.
Okay. So, do you want to join it? This one's the one I got today is a little more recognizable. You want to?
Sure.
Cool. Okay. Well, we're gonna move on to the final segment. We'll be back in a bit.
Mommy, I don't want to put on socks.
Well, honey, you need to wear socks with your tennis shoes or you'll get blisters.
Mom, no, they're not fun. I want to wear this button-up shirt.
Oh, what am I going to do? Well, hi, I'm Larry Buttons, and I'm here to sell you my latest product. It's called the Button Socks. Has your kid not been wanting to wear his socks because button-up shirts are just infinitely cooler? Well, I got the deal for you. It's called Button Socks. It's a piece of fabric, but it has buttons on the ends. And you button the socks together around your child's foot. And then you tape them with duct tape so your child can't take them off until you cut them off. It's perfect. It's a perfect model because you have to continually buy the button socks and I make more money. Anyway, that's how it works. It's only $2. But it's $2 easy payments of 20 times. There you go. That was so confusing, even I didn't understand it. Anyway, buy my button socks or I will tie your children to an airplane and make them watch Elmo. And then they'll love it so much they will love me and accept me as their new father. Anyway, Larry Buttons is gone now. Goodbye.
Okay, we're back. Erica's gone back to do work and stuff. So we got a movie today, Drew.
Yep.
You want to guess what the movie is?
No, I have no idea. Nothing in terms of clues or anything.
I would have chosen a movie about speed or going fast.
Yeah.
Or time. Actually, you know what? Let me change what we're talking about today because there is a movie that is about time, and I think we should do that. So I'll give you.
We should do like Speed Racer or something like that.
I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't either. That seems like the kind of movie we would choose for this segment.
And I even remember this one less, so it's even better because I remember this one even less than I did what I was going to do the other one. I can't tell you what I was going to do because I may or may not do it in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, fill the air a little bit. I got to find this.
Okay, sounds good.
Johnny Tisani. I don't remember what the exact name. That's how much I kind of do not remember this.
I'm trying to think what kind of... So, the movie you're thinking of, how
Yeah, you asked me questions.
abstract is it? Like, maybe like what year is it from?
I'll have to... I think I got it up now.
Alright.
2008.
2008.
Yes.
So you said it has to deal with time travel?
Time travel. It's a Disney Channel original movie. I think there's only one with time travel in it.
Oh man, I did not have Disney Channel as a child.
What?
No.
Oh. Well, I watched this on Netflix.
Oh.
It was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah, we watched PBS. I was one of those.
You see Arthur?
Yeah, I did, actually. Arthur and Word Girl.
Dude, don't even joke about World.
I
Word
know,
Girl.
that was a great show when I was
It still
little
is a
kid.
great show.
I haven't watched it in so long, so I wouldn't be able to comment on it.
They need to bring it to like Hulu.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll give you another hint. It shares a name with a famous group of people.
A famous, like a singing group, or?
Revolutionary times. Revolutionary War.
Oh.
1812, I think. Was that? No, that's the Civil War. What?
There were two wars. There was the Revolutionary
When was the
War.
Revolutionary War?
That was
Mr. Science?
That was 1780s, I think.
Okay. Anyway,
1776.
it's called The Minutemen.
The Minutemen. Oh, okay.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I remember loosely, and I remember this one kind of vaguely. It's been like 5 years since I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's about this group of 3 nerds, kind of like you, And me, I guess. I'm not really too much of a nerd. Kind of like the
See,
three
you're-
people in this room.
You are a nerd. We're all just different kinds.
The
of
difference
nerds.
is I didn't invent time travel. So these three kids invent time travel, like a giant time travel portal,
Makes sense.
and they go back in time. But then they come back to the present. It's not one of those things where you go back in time, like Back to the Future, and then the goal is to get back to the present.
Yeah.
They go on short bursts, and they're in high school, so they go back to like points. Like all Disney Channel movies are in high school. Yeah, gotta relate to the children.
It's like all those like anime Shonen Jump kind of things. It's like, oh yeah,
Excuse me.
they're 14 years old and they're killing people.
No, Yugi only sent them to the Shadow Realm. Anyway, so they go back in time, and they change things in the past, and they to get things in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like they try to win the lottery.
Okay.
So they go back into the past to buy the ticket, do the winning lottery numbers. But they give it to this guy, and they're like, hold on to this for us. And he was like a hobo or something.
Yeah.
And they go back to the future, but he used the ticket, and so he's really rich. Or they go back in time to save someone's skin, they're to save him from some trouble.
Yeah.
But they accidentally turn this really nerdy guy, not part of their three, into this really popular guy who's really mean to everyone.
Oh, okay.
And they go back a few years for that one, I think. So they go back and they change stuff, but then eventually they get really famous. Or they don't get famous, but I feel like, I remember. So there's a problem. Like the portal starts a giant rift. And so this guy gets his love interest, and because they walk out wearing these white winter suits. You see those?
Yeah.
In the goggles, 2000s type look. It looked like they're in a boy band. So they walk past this whole crowd of people as they walk towards this vortex to jump in and where they might die. So like the whole school's like, yeah, you're saving us when they cause the problem, kind of thing. So they get all their happy endings and stuff. But then they jump in the portal, because that would stabilize it or something, I think.
Yeah.
And everything resets to before they first went into the time travel thing. So that's what I mainly remember, besides the nerd and stuff, is that they at the end of the movie they go in and they all kind of lose their happy endings, and I don't remember if they gain them back or anything. So that's just kind of the.
I mean, it's a Disney movie. You would assume they would get their happy endings.
Okay, Drew. You know what else is a Disney movie?
What?
It's what is it? Star Wars, and that wasn't happy, was it? I haven't seen it.
Are you talking about episode 9?
I don't know. Actually, don't spoil it.
Okay.
And also, I just assumed that they have sad endings. Okay, so you want to know what these were rated?
What?
So IMDb gave Minutemen 5.8 out of 10. It's okay. I maybe would have given it a 7. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
And then, so it was on Netflix, and when Netflix still used to give out ratings, so you know what would be good. Now they don't, because why would you put your thing on a service that got a bad rating, I guess. What do you think Netflix gave it out of 5?
I really want to say like 4.5, like overestimated.
Mm-hmm.
But so I guess I'll go with 4.5.
3.7.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I didn't rate stuff on Netflix, but that's probably what I might have given it. I don't know. I liked it. It was I think I liked it at least. It was pretty good. Their suits were weird, and I don't remember why they wore them, but yeah. And I think that's about it for my case on Minutemen. Would you watch it?
Maybe. I don't know. If I have time and I'm really bored.
So
I feel like that's kind of what
Disney
all of
Channel
these
movie
movies
thing.
are. It's like if I have time and I'm really bored.
well, I
I'll watch
usually watch Disney Channel movies when I'm procrastinating, or I don't know, I have to watch something. I guess if I'm bored and I have to watch something at in a public place, like not in a public place, but like in the living room on TV. So I guess that was it. That's our episode.
Cool.
Yay! We
Good
had
job.
some friends on. Eric, you want to say goodbye?
See ya.
That's Eric, everybody. It's been Drew, Seeger, and our special guest, Eric. We'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, we're going to record the first episode.
Later this week.
Later this week. Woo! Bye.